Hey guys, welcome back to another review. This is actually going to be my first review, technically, of a mouse pad, and I'm happy that it's of the Endgame Gear MPC 890 Stealth Edition because this right now is actually my main. The 890 is not the biggest size that they have, but it's certainly big enough for me. I like having a desk mat size, I like having my keyboard on my pad, and I like having extra space to have a few mice on the side, and of course enough play area for my main mouse of choice for that particular gaming session. To give you guys an idea of the packaging, it is like the Fanatic Dash. If any of you have received a Fanatic Dash, it is just rolled up in the tube that it ships in. And fortunately for the Endgame Gear MPC 890, unrolling it out of the tubed packaging, I did not have any issues with getting the pad flat. The pad, as far as the rubber base, I've got no issues with this thing sticking to my desk. Stays flat, stays just absolutely sucked to my desk. I mean, I'm trying to move this thing, it ain't going nowhere. So what I do want to do in this video for you guys, I do want to show you how the pad tracks and plays. So I am going to show you guys some Valorant gameplay and some Apex gameplay. But I do want to do a comparison of how the pad feels and sounds to several other big pads. And when I say how it sounds, so I've got several different sorts of feet on my desk, on skates on my mice. I've got Hyperglides on my Viper Ultimate, I've got Tiger Ice on my XM1, and I've got just the default stock black skates on my Zowie S2.
One enemy remaining. Spike
Oh
planted.
my god.
No.
One enemy remaining.
That was fast.
Player standing. Enemy remaining.
So for me guys, one of the reasons why I think that this is probably going to be my main pad right now, at least for competitive Apex and Valorant, is pretty much the fact that the consistency of X and Y, vertical and horizontal tracking is just really, really consistent. You know, with most cloth pads that you get out of most box stores from big name brands, they usually are the type of cloth pads that get extremely muddy over time. And the consistency for me is just, especially living in a humid climate, can really throw off your tracking. And I think that it's very important to have a level of consistency in competitive gaming where you feel comfortable that your tracking and or your flicking isn't going to feel muddy one day and fast one day, slow one day. And that is, I think, the beauty of this pad. It definitely stays very, very consistent and is extremely good for competitive play. To give you guys a comparison, I've got the Endgame Gear on the right, I've got the SteelSeries QCK Heavy on the left. I've got the Neon pad from Esports Tiger next to the Endgame Gear MPC. I've got a custom Razer Gigantus next to the MPC. And I've got the glorious 2XL next to the Endgame MPC. And just to give you guys an idea of how the pad sounds, just moving your hand across the pad. As far as a cordura surface, you all might have tried the Cooler Master MP510. That pad for me was very abrasive and kind of irritating for me when I was playing with it. I did enjoy using it. I thought it was a great pad, but over time I just, ended up going back to a cloth pad because it was kind of irritating on the skin. This pad doesn't have that issue. I feel like the weave pattern is so tight and smooth, it almost makes it feel kind of like a Under Armour athletic sports shirt. And to give you guys an idea of how the Tiger Ice Skates sound on the MPC 890. And Hyperglides. And finally, the default S2 skates on the Zowie. So with how good the pad is, I don't have many complaints. My only complaint would be the attraction of the dust particles on this pad. I feel like the pad picks up a lot of white specks, but just as easy it is for the specks to go on the pad, it's extremely easy to brush this thing down and to keep it clean. And the only other thing would be, those moments when you're lifting your mouse, when you got that kind of scratchy sounding noise with the plastic on the cordura material. That would be my only thing, but of course, obviously, that doesn't affect me in game. And again, if anything, it's kind of an audio cue for you to correct what you're doing with your mouse and to get your mouse back on the pad properly. So guys, really, I think that the mouse pad is very, very consistent. That's my most important thing, right? I think that every which way you move your mouse, even with Tiger Ice Skates, I think that there is a level of speed, but also control that's just extremely good. I mean, I can flick my mouse with the Tiger Ice Skates, and the mouse pad really controls it and stops it and brings it to a resting position. But while you're moving the mouse around, it just feels effortless. There's not a whole lot of effort to get the mouse moving, and I like that. I like speedier pads, but I do need a pad that has a level of control, and I think that this one right now is probably fits all the bills, hits all the check marks for me, for my purposes right now in the ranked games that I'm playing. I did really, really like the Odin Infinity, and I used that for my Apex climb last split on Kings Canyon this season to hit Masters, and I think that that pad is fabulous as well. But I really am enjoying my time now with the Endgame Gear MPC 890. I think the pad looks great on my desk. It feels great. And I just love the texture, and I would certainly put this in a S tier rating for anybody looking for a durable, competitive level mouse pad. So just so you guys know where to pick this pad up, right now in the States, Lethal Gaming Gear is selling Endgame Gear products. That's lethalgaminggear.com. And they do have the MPC 890 and the other sizes of this pad in stock. Very good website. Shipping is not expensive at all, and shipping is very, very fast. So I highly recommend this pad. If you guys have any questions about any of the other pads that I may have tried or showed in this video, feel free to let me know in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.